This is my review of Family Business, the third season episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. In this episode, Quark and Rom return to Ferenginar when they learn their mother has committed the unthinkable. She's made a profit, the worst crime a Ferengi woman can commit. With the whole family facing financial ruin, tensions rise as Quark must decide whether upholding tradition is worth betraying the one person bold enough to challenge it. One of Deep Space Nine's biggest contributions to Trek, besides the Dominion War, the incredible ensemble, the serialized storytelling, and Sisko's amazing shirts, was its rehabilitation of the Ferengi. Do you remember the first time we saw these guys on TNG? They were rubbish. It was embarrassing. But DS9 did amazingly well to salvage them, taking them from a simple one-note commentary on late-stage capitalism and reworking them into a group of fully realised characters that ended up incredibly important to the show in the long run. I know not everyone loves them. I've got a few friends that immediately jump for the skip button whenever there's a Ferengi episode up next, but I've got a soft spot for the buggers, and I think this episode is a good reason why. The plot itself is fairly simple. It's a pretty generic by-the-numbers family drama, but one of the things that makes this episode so enjoyable for me is its world building. We get our first proper look at Ferenginar, a planet that looks completely miserable, where it looks like it never stops raining. The establishing shots used is one of those matte paintings with some basic animation, but it works well, and on a deeper level might actually explain why the Ferengi are so obsessed with money. I mean, if you were stuck on a crappy planet like this, you'd want to make some cash to get out of there, wouldn't you? The episode also goes hard in showing just how insane Ferengi society is. Literally everything is monetized. At one point, Quark has to pay just to sit down. It's a hilarious moment for sure, but it's also uncomfortably not too far off where we are today, with a world of microtransactions, shrinkflation, and the enshittification of tech. I think the Ferengi would love it here right now. But underneath all this satire is a surprisingly grounded family story. Ishka, aka Moogie, who's been secretly earning profit, and on Ferenginar, this is a big no-no. In their culture, women are essentially second-class citizens. They aren't allowed to go to work, they can't own property, and they're not even allowed to wear clothes. The episode leans into the absurdity of this, daring us to laugh despite how uncomfortable this whole nightmarish situation is. The performances across the board are pretty great. Armin Shimmerman is reliably brilliant, able to flex some more dramatic muscles this time around. The same can also be said for Max Grodenchik's Rom, who here really begins his journey from bumbling bartender to the confident and competent Ferengi who, much like his son, ends up playing a pivotal part in the resolution of the Dominion War. But the real revolution here, fittingly, is Cecily Adams, who makes quite the first impression as Moogie, the sharp and stubborn matriarch of the Quark family. Adams is perfectly cast. She actually reminds me quite a lot of my own mum, as weird as that might sound. This witty and wily and combative woman, more than happy to defy everything Ferengi culture expects from its women. She wears clothes, speaks in the presence of men, and openly challenges Quark on matters of profit. Scandalous. Her dynamic with both sons is compelling, especially her back and forth with Quark, which effortlessly captures all the right notes of resentment and frustration, but also clearly a yearning for a more simple, more loving relationship. And of course, I can't forget about Jeffrey Combs, who makes his first appearance on the show here as his other shithead character, Brunt. FCA. We don't see much of him here. This is a character that's always best used sparingly, but when he is on screen, he is the best thing on it. I love his reaction to Moogie, shielding his face in disgust because she has the audacity to wear clothes. It always gets a dark chuckle out of me. I also like the twist to wrap this up, where Moogie agrees to confess to the FCA, but only reveals part of her profits. So technically, she's still getting one over them. It's a clever way to avoid the downer ending that we initially feared we were going to get, and also restore some hope that she's not just going to roll over and give up. Spoiler, she ends up running the whole damn thing. Meanwhile, in the B plot, we get a big new addition to the show with the introduction of freighter captain Cassidy Yates, played by Penny Johnson-Gerald. This B-plot is really all about getting Yates and Sisko together, and when they finally do meet towards the end, it's pretty clear that this is going to lead to some sort of romance. Gerald and Avery Brooks have great chemistry right off the bat, and their immediate attraction is a pretty easy sell. Beyond their bonding over baseball games on S3E23, great Easter egg there by the way, the plot also serves as a subtle thematic contrast. There's a bit of a dichotomy going on here between the two plots. Yates is presented here as a strong, competent and independent woman, a freighter captain, which sharply contrasts Moogie's struggle in a culture that refuses to let women do anything, much less captain a spaceship. It's an interesting comparison, and given the quality of the show, I can't imagine this is here by accident. If I do have an issue with the episode, it's that it's a little too predictable. We get a pretty routine setup, escalation, and it all leads to a big blow up and finally the emotionally satisfying reconciliation. You can pretty much see where this is going from the beginning. I guess that's not a major problem. This is a character episode after all. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel. Its focus is on deepening relationships and planting the seeds for future growth, particularly Rom, and also to a wider extent Ferengi culture. Is this an essential episode? I don't think so. I wouldn't have it on my list of episodes you need to see if you're looking to speedrun the main series arc. But come on, it's DS9. Who wants to blow through a show like this? Family Business is a light, character-driven episode that's elevated thanks to some rich world building, strong performances, and some meaningful social commentary. We get introductions to some important new characters, some great development for Rom, and in general the episode continues DS9's impressive work turning the once rubbish Ferengi into something much better. It's not my favourite Ferengi episode by any stretch, there are some better ones coming, but I like this a lot. If you're in the mood for something funny, heartfelt, and a little subversive, I think this one's worth your time, and for that reason, I'm giving Family Business a 7 out of 10. But what did you think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How would you rate it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more Star Trek reviews, and until next time, live long and prosper.